about in recent days.
Wolf, we have new court documents from a lawsuit against the Saudi government. In these documents, former Senator Bob Graham, who led the Senate's investigation into 9/11, gives jarring detail on alleged contacts between one man who he says was a Saudi government agent and two of the hijackers. New allegations that those who carried out the worst act of terrorism on American soil got help from an American ally. Former Senator Bob Graham, who led a Senate investigation into the September 11th attacks, says a man who he believes was an agent of the Saudi government gave money and other help to two of the 9/11 hijackers. Graham identifies that man as Omar al-Bayoumi, who lived in California, and the two hijackers he allegedly helped as Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Midhar. In a court document filed in recent days, part of a lawsuit by families of 9/11 victims against the Saudi government, Graham says when the two hijackers traveled to San Diego, al-Bayoumi held a dinner in their honor, helped them find an apartment, fronted the initial payments for that apartment, and provided them continuing financial assistance going forward. Nearly 9 years ago, al-Bayoumi said this about allegations that he was involved with the plotters.
The Saudi investigators also investigated me. They didn't find any evidence to connect me to this.
Senator Graham says at the time he was allegedly helping the hijackers, al-Bayoumi had an unusual number of telephone conversations with Saudi government officials. A lawyer for 9/11 victims' families in this case says Graham's statement raises other questions.
To what extent has the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, through its dominated and controlled charities, banks, and other NGOs, funded terrorism both with al-Qaeda as well as other international terrorist organizations for the purpose of attacking Western interests?
An attorney representing the Saudi government in this case said he couldn't comment on Senator Graham's statements because the case is still pending. We couldn't get comment from anyone at the Saudi embassy. But a consultant familiar with the embassy's positions on this told us that the commissions and the Saudi government have said all there is to say on the subject. The 9/11 Commission said it found no evidence that the Saudi government or any senior government officials funded al-Qaeda. I asked analyst Peter Bergen about al-Bayoumi's alleged aid to the hijackers. Could that translate to top members of the Saudi government knowing anything about this?
I don't think so. And at the end of the day, Brian, it fails a common sense test. Al-Qaeda's main goal is to overthrow the Saudi government. The Saudi government is unlikely to be financing a group that is basically interested in ending the Saudi royal monarchy.
Bergen also says the Saudis' top leaders also would not have backed such a horrific attack against their strongest